Hey guys, I'm back. Here's another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Let me start off a little bit talking about this. Those of you that follow the channel may know that yesterday I had surgery for my broken wrist, and you can see the x-ray result here. Some of you have already seen this. But yeah, this the larger of the two forearm bones, the radius, was actually kind of crushed across here. And so this whole surface right here that your wrist kind of rides against was pushed back that way too far, maybe, I don't know, eighth or quarter of an inch. So they had to kind of extend it back out and put this plate and all this hardware in here. So yeah, it doesn't feel any worse now than it did before surgery. I think since they straightened things out in there that were all crooked and misaligned, I'm guessing the nerves are actually a lot happier now that things are kind of lined up more in the way they're supposed to be. So yeah, I'm just on Motrin right now. They prescribed me some heavy duty painkillers. I'm avoiding taking those because I want to be able to drive and think and not be a zombie. So yeah, so far so good on some Motrins. So why don't we go ahead now that we got that out of the way and talk about cars. That's why you all are here. So on the beautiful turquoise 62, Rafa has worked the past couple days on this. Let's go over what he did. We'll start from the outside and work our way in. Beautiful accessory antenna. I think the brand is Hirsch. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, super nice piece. I think it was NOS, new old stock, still in a really nice condition box, which of course he kept. And then on the other, sorry, I have to switch hands. On the other end of that antenna is a new retro sound radio. There you go. Look at that. Looks very period appropriate. The display on these is actually digital when it comes up, but it's still very old school looking. And it has Bluetooth and all the kind of niceties that you would hope you have in a modern radio, but with the old school look. So Rafa installed that and the antenna, I think yesterday. He did say the radio was a bit of a pain because unlike true old radios that are, more or less like one piece, this thing is very modular, which I get why they do that. But basically there's like a center section here, and then each of these sides is like modular. So you kind of piece it together with the faceplate to get it to fit. He said it was kind of a pain, but anyway, the end result kind of speaks for itself. So the owner actually came by today and brought these old school Blaupunkt speakers, which actually we're going to run those too. We're putting them basically here where they're shown right now on the package tray. They blend in kind of nice and they look appropriate for this car. He did put new actual speaker elements in these, so they should sound great. So we'll wire those in and obviously route all the wiring nice and clean. The other thing is the owner supplied a very nice condition coach steering wheel. Took a little bit of monkeying around with to get the horn mechanism to work. When Rafa first put it in and plugged it in, the horn was just like going off constantly. So he had to pull the horn ring off and monkey around with it. It was all kind of grounding out, and it works perfectly now. The horn ring, you push it and it honks, and when you don't push it, it doesn't honk, just like it's supposed to. So that's about it. Again, I'll do a more detailed video of this car when it's done. But for now, those are kind of the things that we've been doing. Other than that, today Rafa helped me out some with the Ghia. So those of you that are regulars on here might remember last week I was talking about these brake hoses, and I wasn't able to push those on because I can't really apply much force with his hand. So Rafa went ahead and assembled those all the way down. We had these lines zinc plated, so they look nice and new. And so that's connected all the way down to the master cylinder now. So yeah, the brakes on this thing are officially done now. We'll probably go ahead and put some fluid in there and hopefully bleed these things here anytime now. Other than that, Rafa today did the unpleasant job of getting up underneath here and painting the whole underneath the dash area in, I think, like semi-gloss black. That was still that awful green color. So that was about the last bit of green on this car that would show when the car is together is under the dash there. This area that you see here on the doors, that'll all be covered. These areas here are all going to be covered and so on. So that was kind of the last remaining area of this hideous green on this car to cover. So what I did today, other than catching up with customers and so on, is I worked on the rear wiring a little bit here. Went ahead and put on the rear tail lights and got them all connected. And I installed the reverse light harness. So there's a switch on the front end of these transmissions. When you put them in reverse, it activates the switch. And then the lower lens on these is clear, and that's your backup light. So I got that all wired up. And let's see, those are kind of the main things I did today. I did not have a super productive day, again, owing to this. I came in late because didn't sleep that great last night, and came in about 2 hours later than usual. Had a lot of catching up to do with Rafa and with customers and so on. So that's about all I got done today. Not super productive. But what I did do at the end of the day, near the end of the day, was I received our newest project, which is this red 69 Beetle, kind of like I guess maybe an old school cow look kind of. It's been dropped in front a little bit and has, I don't know, what are those, probably like 135s up front. Looks like probably stock size tires out back. This car is super, super solid. I pretty much went over this car with a fairly fine-tooth comb, all the usual areas, the bottoms of the A pillars and B pillars, around the edges of the windows, all the places where these cars usually rust out. I haven't really found any. The only real bad spot I found on the car is the back floor pan area where the battery goes. Almost all these cars are roached out in that area. So that's super easy to fix. I mean, the hood line is very nice. It's a little bit big down there, but it's not actually lashed right now, so it should be sitting a little high. But the front insides of the spare tire area are perfectly straight. I don't think the car has ever been hit, at least not hard enough to encroach on that area. So again, super rust-free, very straight car. As far as the scope of this car, it's going to be kind of like the Ghia in that it's going to be like a partial restoration. A little bit more involved than the Ghia. The Ghia had a really pretty nice paint job that the owner wanted to preserve, and it was actually pretty good. This one, we're going to repaint the whole car. Not sure what color yet. It may go with red. The owner said he used to have a blue one. I don't remember what color blue it was. Kind of back in the day, like 80s or so, early, 80s kind of cow look style bug. So he's kind of wanting to go for that same look again. So yeah, we're going to paint the car. It's going to get new interior. We'll rebuild the transmission. We'll rebuild the motor. Here's something that kind of surprised me. I don't know if he had mentioned this or not, is it's got a pretty bitchin' little motor in it. I don't know what size it is, and neither did he, but it's obviously has dual Webers on it. Somebody took the time to replace the tin with chrome, chrome early 36 style. I mean, it's actually pretty cool looking, in kind of an 80s way. He's got the louvered firewall, which I think is kind of neat. So I think he's actually wanting to do kind of like an 80s cow look on this car, which I say, let's do it. It's got a single quiet pack on there now. We can figure out what we're going to do with that later, but it's probably something period appropriate, like a single or dual quiet pack. We may punch the motor out a little. Again, we don't know what size it is now, but maybe do at least like a 1915 or a small stroker. We may throw T-bars on it. Right now it's got early style bumpers with those adapter bumper mounts that are a little weird looking, but it kind of works. But I don't know. We may just throw T-bars on it and be done. So a lot of little decisions like that to make. But overall, I think it's going to be kind of like an 80s cow look. It does have this kind of weird, like too small looking rag top in it, aftermarket obviously. So we may look at some other aftermarket rag top options and go ahead and just go with it, but put one in that fits a little better. To me, this seems a little short. Should maybe go out more to like here or so. Obviously, a 69 didn't come with one, but the last of the rag tops were quite a bit bigger than this, probably to about here. And then width-wise, I feel like it might have been maybe another inch or so wider here. So we'll maybe look into putting a, even if it's aftermarket, just a more kind of appropriately sized one. This one is like almost comically small looking here. So, but yeah, we may just go with it and put one in that fits better. So yeah, that's pretty much this car. So should be fun. Probably tear into it this week. And again, the process is going to be a lot like that one, but with some additional paint and body work. So stay tuned. Anyway, I think that is it for today, guys. So thanks for watching. And I should say, for those of you that are still watching, thanks to all the well wishes and so on that I got leading up to my wrist surgery, and all the nice comments, people, telling me I hope I heal quickly and stuff like that. I really appreciate all that. It really means a lot to me that you guys care enough to make those kind of comments. So thank you guys, and we will see you soon. Bye.